Recordings. Preparing. Well, hello and welcome to Team Roberts Coffee and Chats. I'm Gavin Roberts from Team Roberts, and I've got a very important person joining us today, Mr. Martin Cooper, the top man at Cooper Co, who, well, I'll let him talk about a few things, but he leads a franchise group that is it's great to be part of. And we've also, with our coffee and chats, I'd just like to have a quick shout out to the Swiss Cafe, one of the many fantastic cafes in Milford. But Yvonne and your team, you're amazing, and we'll hopefully join you for another coffee and some lovely food over the Christmas break. So Martin, how are you?
Very good, Gavin. Yeah, very good. We've got through 107 days of our lockdown, and even though it's only a few days till Christmas, business has been booming, hasn't it? I know you've been flat out, and just the logistics of running real estate now prior to not having the opens, all those inspections you had to do, and people coming out of lockdown and just wanting to buy stuff. It's been going gangbusters, hasn't it?
It has. It's been a busy time, and we've had to, look, like a lot of industries, adapt and, use technology, do a lot of extra, live streamed auctions and things like that, which has worked incredibly well. But luckily enough, we have still been able to function, and we can get some, amazing results for our clients.
Yeah, you just mentioned the Swiss bakery. You got a feel for all those businesses that were enjoying that coffee there, completely shut out hospitality and travel. But real estate, all the predictions were we were doomed. In the first lockdown we had, it was, property prices were going to reduce by 30%, and all the experts were telling us where things were going to go, and it was quite gloomy. But got out of that first lockdown in 2020, and it just went off. It just went flat out. So the same has happened after the 2021 lockdown. Our auction success rate's been enormous. In October, it was 93% of the properties we put up for auction sold under the hammer. So we've had a flood of stock, as you know now, so the buyers have got a bit more choice, so they're being a wee bit more discerning, and our clearance rates slow down a bit. But still, we've got the best on the North Shore clearance rate, auction house clearance rate. So, and I know your team are awesome at that process of getting the best results for their vendors too. So that's good for business. But normally the North Shore average is about 450 sales a month for the last 12 years. But just looking at 2021, March of this year, just over 650 sales for the month. And then you fast forward to September in lockdown, only 170 sales recorded. And then in November, 490. So very volatile numbers, but averaging out, it probably averages out over the year at the usual amount, around about 450 sales a month. So it's going pretty good.
And what's your thoughts? This is the crystal ball question that you love. So moving forward, what can you see happening in our real estate world in the next 3 months?
Markets. Yeah, I'd say the market for 2022 will be affected by the interest rates going up. That'll cause a bit of hesitation for people, but banks are tightening up, LVRs, and the banks are tightening up the credit. So people are, first-time buyers in particular, got to be really, really prepared to get the funding in place. Got to get a good mortgage broker to go do battle with the banks. But interesting, we surveyed our first 100 sales for December. 28% of the sellers were selling out of their investment properties, cashing them up. And they were citing, when I spoke to these sellers, they were saying, sick of the government, tenancy empowerment laws, the Healthy Homes Act, the hitting up on us for tax, removing tax deductibilities. And some people just wanted to cash up and take a profit and move on to other forms of investment. So investors are flooding out of the market at the moment, which is a concern for all the tenants out there. There's not going to be enough supply for tenants, so rents will ultimately go up. But the other big thing was fascinating is 17% of our sales were to people moving to regional New Zealand, getting out of Auckland, cashing up, and Hawke's Bay in particular was really popular. The South Island, popular too, people getting out of town. and 5 or 6% of our buyers were heading overseas. So they were our two main sources of reasons why people were selling. So my predictions for next year, I could listen to the banks. All the major banks are saying that prices might drop back by about 4% next year. Treasury, which is interesting, they advise the government. Treasury are picking about a 10% increase in property values. So the banks on one hand are saying prices will go back, but the advisors to the government are saying prices will go up. So my advice, having been in real estate for so long, is if you want to buy a house, you're ready to buy a house, get one. Because if you listen to all the advisors saying it'll go up, it'll go down, if you hesitate, you snooze, you lose. So my advice to young people is just, if you're ready to buy, do it. As long as if you're buying to flip it, well, maybe be a bit more cautious because you might not see the rampant growth in 2022. But if you're buying for your family to live in, absolutely go for it. Get out, get shopping, and get into real estate, because over time, the investment will take care of itself and it will increase in value.
Moving forward with that, or at the moment with a little bit more stock, and maybe in that end of January, February, where we always stress it, but the importance of quality marketing from when you're selling to make your property stand out from the rest. What's your thoughts on that? There is a lot of people, when it's a hot market in the industry, go, your house will sell itself, which is obviously not the case. And, I think that's going to be an interesting space, with the marketing and getting a true professional on board. What's your thoughts on what you're seeing out there?
Well, look, I remember we do a thing in real estate called caravanning of listings. So years ago, last century, you'd go out on the listing caravan. We'd all drive around and look through the stock. And the presentation of some homes, particularly if they were tenanted, they weren't prepped for sale. There was stuff everywhere and sections weren't groomed, and inside the houses, they weren't decluttered. But now, if you want to go to the market, there's so many staging companies, so many beautifully presented properties. On the North Shore, at the moment, there's about 1,600 listings. So the buyers have a choice. They're looking at this one and that one, and they want best in market. Just like if you go to a florist shop, you don't want the wilted, droopy flowers for your bouquet of flowers. You're going for the freshest looking product. So I thoroughly recommend, and all our top agents through the Cooper Co group are expert at marketing and staging. So you have a saturation campaign, signage on properties, flyer drops, brochures, internet marketing, videos, night shots. Give your property the works. You can't sell a secret. And then you're trying to set a trap. If you're trapping mice, you put the best cheese in the trap. You don't just leave it empty or leave it poorly presented. So, yeah. And I know your team are awesome at that. I've met some of your clients, at various community sponsorship events. And there's one guy, the airline pilot, fella, lovely guy we met at the Melbourne Cup Day. He's a raving fan.
Graham's a great man.
Yeah, he's a top bloke, but he was raving and doing the whole family real estate for everyone. But you guys come in, sort stuff out, the section tidied, bit of painting here, whatever it may be. You need to get your property in top condition, because the buyers are looking at 10 or 12 before they make a decision to buy. And they go for the best looking, it's obvious. So, yeah, and crucial now. You can't just say, the market's hot, I'll just go for it, because you'll get left on the shelf, or you'll get lesser value, lesser price.
Absolutely. And we're seeing the best results that we've had. And speaking to, colleagues in the industry, are the ones where preparation is spot on. You've done everything, those little bits extra with your staging, or at least having a conversation about what staging looks like. Yeah. And it's not a cookie cutter approach to marketing. Every property has specialized amazing features, and we try to connect each property with the community, which I know Cooper Co is very much about, connecting with the community. And in the sale of property, we're sort of focused on that. Is there what's the local beach, the schools and things, and knowing headmasters and and all these sorts of things is crucial. I'll just go quickly off topic. What's your plans for Christmas?
Well, I know I look quite young, Gav, but maybe. But I've got a posse of grandchildren arriving now, which is great. They're all under 4 years or 4 years and under, so they'll be around with the kids. Well, I call them kids, but they're my children are adults now, and so there'll be a big fun out gathering. We've got a nice pool with a sort of paddling entrance. I've got the heater cranked up because it keeps the grandkids entertained, and we'll have a lovely Christmas gathering here, rest and relax and enjoy a bit of family time. And then most of my family, siblings and parents are down in Queenstown, so I'll head down there for New Year's and catch up with all of them and enjoy a good break. And I'll probably enjoy getting out. I'm zooming in from my home office, which was for 107 days base camp, so can't wait to get on a plane down to Queenstown for a week. So that'll be good fun.
No, fantastic. I think there's a lot of people who, even though we've had our lockdowns, they've been working from home and homeschooling, and there's people who I think are chomping at the bit just to get away, whether it's camping or doing something. It's sort of, people have been going mad, crazy, working, life, kids, everything, and good break, and hopefully the weather can play ball, and and people can sort of and there's a lot of stresses too with our friend COVID out there, so it's it's just to appreciate everyone and and get on and enjoy our break.
Yeah, that's the funny thing, like when you're locked down in Auckland, even though you've got the whole of Auckland, just the thought you can't drive up north, or it was like a big prison. It wasn't like solitary confinement, but just the freedoms that being vaccinated provides, as well as letting us get out, will be good for everyone. Good mood booster for the whole country, I think. It's great.
Martin, in 2021, a difficult year, what was the highlight for you?
Oh, I think in a business sense, it just absolutely amazed me that we've got 17 shops and 130 plus salaried staff, and the rest of our team are on commissions, commission-based agents, but we were able to run the company from our homes, so there's still a need for an office, and you've got to go in and have that community and that interaction, but our property managers, our commercial property managers, our residential property managers, the sales we achieved, and particularly we call it OAs, the office administrators. Some of them were in flatting situations, working from their home with flatties, and they still churned out, did the work, put the listings in, got the marketing happening. And I thought, hallelujah, this is, oh, hang on, I've just got a call coming in. I'll just clear that. So, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm just on my iPad, so I don't know if that interrupted the play there, but just that was exceptional. And then I go into the Takapuna office as soon as we're allowed in, and we're a lovely lineup. Here's another one. Goodness me. I went into the Takapuna office, and what happened is the two young administrators there, beautiful smiley faces, and they said, "We're so pleased to be back," to see all the colleagues at work and all the customers starting to come in, and they too were sick of it being locked down in homes and their bubbles. It's only so long you can live like that. So for me, for business-wise, just to think that we could run the entire company from our homes for 107 days and still provide the service. I felt really sorry for all our events people, our communities. We sponsor so many events like Birkenhead United Soccer Club, the rugby clubs, you go through the beach series, the swim and the ocean swim series, so many things, even badminton and sculpture on shore. So all of our events that we love to get involved with the community, everything postponed and shut down. It was a hell of a time for our community events team and all the people that earn a living from running events. Just shocking for them. But their resilience is good, and we're going to have a busy, January, February, March, April, as all these events. And there's a real desire for people to get out and do stuff. So I think we'll see good attendance. But yeah, all in all, we got through. Look forward to a more constant year, I hope, for 2022.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's still a few unknowns out there, isn't there? So I know with our Omicron and or whatever the name is, it's interesting times. But I know we've been flat out busy. We had our last auction with our team yesterday, which got a great result for our vendor, and we've got some buyers on auctions tomorrow, and we're sort of positioning people for campaigns in the new year. And we're talking to a lot of them. So we will be, as much as we'll have a few days on deck, our team will sort of be on call. We've still got some viewings to go through. But it is important for our team, really, really proud of the way they've worked through. We've had a few stresses and, we all have our grumpy days. But overall, it's fantastic. I think the resilience has been amazing, but everyone does need a little bit of a break.
Well, I think there will be it'd be a wise thing if you're thinking of selling to go to the market early in January. Get in early, soak up the buyers that are around. I think waiting. Who knows if the banks get it right for once and the prices do drop back? Well, you're better off to take advantage of a good market at the moment. But if Treasury's right, if you're a buyer and you listen to Treasury who advise the government on everything, saying they're going to go up by 10%. But if you're ready to do something with the real estate, get into it quickly. I don't know what date you're back, Gav. I don't want to ruin your break, but if any of your clients are listening into this and they're thinking going to the market, my best advice is go early. Get the first mover advantage. Don't wait. Come in early, beat the pack, and you'll get better outcomes.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be as you know, in real estate, we'll be on call. I get my traditional 4 phone calls on Christmas Day. Some of them I'll have a happy message that comes out. Occasionally I'll answer and give a ho, 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 ho. But it's also remembering that there are a number of people who don't, who might not celebrate Christmas out there. But, the phone is always on, as you know, and that's our job. It's a lifestyle. And we can, look, we've got a duty to our clients too, who are on the market. So that's why I love having a team, and I know you have a lot bigger team under your wings. But look, it was great to have a chat with you this morning, and mainly just say, look, Merry Christmas to you and your family, and we look forward to catching up in the new year. And look, and continuing working in under a great brand in a great environment.
Yeah, I actually just thinking now about that Swiss bakery. We started the meeting about that. Just the bread they do in there. So I'm actually thinking I might have to get in there later today and try a bit of that. But yeah, look forward to catching up with you in the new year. Merry Christmas to everyone listening in, and also to you and family too, and roll on 2022. I think it'll be a big year for everyone.
Absolutely. Have a great Christmas. Cheers. Thanks, everyone. We'll have a great Christmas, and we'll talk to you all soon. Thanks, Martin.
All right. Cheers. See you later, mate. Bye.